Hello, welcome back to the Wild and Nice Beast. Today we're back with what is going to most likely be the final part of Giniro Haruka, because there are only 2 CGs left, with no gaps in the other CGs anymore. So, yeah, this is most likely going to be the final part. So, once this, after today, I'll likely go back to Ido Sekai. And also I'll start the poll for what game to play next, because I'll already do that one in all likelihood. Man, this is kind of like a fucking extraordinary occasion, because like I dread having finishing this game, because I don't want to let go of this game. I love the characters. I love the story. And it's gonna take fucking ages for the next Toneworks game to get a fan translation. In fact, I don't even know if anyone is working on it. Let me check that. But yeah, I just... I don't want to finish it. Because finishing it means not being able to play anymore. And like, I adore this. Oh, it is. There is apparently a English patch in the works. Current progress. Talk are common 19 out of 37. Reworking some of the scripts. Oh. Oh yeah, that's gonna take a while. The translators, Hino, Tora, Fogentum, Oatmeal, Vakaran left the project during production. Programmer, Arctic Punda, editor, Maypac Asa, Bendel left the project during production. QC, Nanofade, Big Juge. Still looking for more translators and a TLCer. If you're interested in joining, join here. So if you can do any of these things, just, you know, apply to Discord. Just go to the Tsuki no Kanata de Ayamashou VNDB page and go to the TBA English unofficial patch. Help me be able to play more Toneworks games. I need it. The art style is somewhat different. Okay, cool. The roller scope, great. I mean, yes, it is still an absolute yes. Like, the competent head editor of the same publishing company that the main character works at, so... That's an adult. That is a mature lady. I need this. I need it. So yeah, if you want to earn yourself some real fucking brownie points, help with translation of that. I'm terrible. Yeah, that one was made in 2019, and since then there's only been the fan disc in 2020. So that's like 3 years between Giniro Haruka and Tsuki no Kanata den Aimashou. It was only 2 years between Hoshiri Mira and Giniro Haruka. That's actually kind of surprising. And only 2 years between Hatsukoe and Hoshiri Mira. I genuinely hope they will make more games. Like genuinely. Doesn't help that Toneworks apparently last used their Twitter account in like February 2023. I hope that doesn't mean that they're kind of defunct. I hope they're able to make more. Oh well, I've wasted enough time. Let's get into it, and you know, fucking dread fucking dread finishing this game. I want to start it over. The International Junior Patisserie competition is now just around the corner. Yuzuki smiled as returned thanks to Hina. However, she hasn't been able to do any shaped candies Cesare would be able to call sugar jewelry just yet. No, and it hasn't really gotten her down or anything. She's still got her head up, right?
だって、食べてくれる人が笑顔になるのに、シュガージュエリーじゃなければダメってことはないよね。
She still includes the candies she makes onto her cakes, but according to her, it's her own personal touch to her work rather than trying to emulate her father's work. And Shizada seems to agree with her because he's been pleased with her recent performance. And what makes me happiest is to be able to see her smile at work again. It's a real trait. Though the one now mired in trouble is me.
まさか日本から帰国の前倒しを言われるとはね。
I was actually prepared for the possibility, but I never thought they'd actually do it. The plan was to return to Japan right after New Year's. However, apparently there's a sweets fair that I need to participate in very early next year. Since I'm the one who specializes in that particular theme, I've been recalled to Japan in advance. I believe my report is pretty much completed and I'll be able to present my findings. But that's not really the issue at hand.
帰国日は12月25日だって?
Yeah, the very same day that Yuzuki's competition is on. I should have tried to be less thorough with my work to extend my stay here until the very end.
でも君はそういうことができない性格だろ?
Yes, I'm not.
帰国が早まるのは僕も残念だよ。もっと一緒にいろいろなスイーツを探したかったからね。
You've been taking good care of me all these months, Bartolo. I'm glad you were my co-worker, my work partner. I say as we both shake hands. Without him, I definitely wouldn't have been able to make my report here. Need to make some of those Italian sweets famous in Japan for his sake and all the pain he's gone through because of me.
そうですか。日本に戻る時期が早まりましたか。
Indeed. Thanks for spending your time to help me with my work.
いや、こちらも君のイタリアンスイーツにかける情熱に感銘を受けました。日本に帰っても何かわからないことがあったら聞いてください。今はとても便利な世の中ですからね。スマートフォンですぐだ。
I'll be sure to call you if ever needed.
しかし、帰国が25日とは残念です。
Yeah, I was looking forward to watching Yuzuki compete too. Says I focused my attention to Yuzuki, who was working in the distance. A big smile adorns her face. I don't think you should have to worry though.
あの休暇以来、Yuzukiはつきものが取れたように明るくなりました。無理に父親の後を追おうとはしなくなり、彼女本来の良さが作品にも見えます。
He's been putting in a lot of work as of late to make sugar jewelry.
今すぐには無理かもしれませんが、彼女ならいずれ名乗ることができますよ。
Looking forward to it.
ジュニアワールドパティスリーコンペティションには、私も特別審査員の一人として参加します。Yuzukiのこのローマでの成果をしっかりと見届けさせてもらいます。
Thank you. Hopefully she does fine. Honestly, God, it would have been funny if, like, oh, be sure to remember to record the competition for me. Welcome back. Closed my laptop and woke up to her, giving her a light kiss. What's that? She's carrying a cake box from her workplace with her.
お兄ちゃんに見てもらいたくて持って帰ってきたな。
she says while placing the box on the table.
開けるよ。
Jen slowly opens the box, revealing. Oh. Square-shaped white cake. Giving it a closer look. The top part of the cake has a music sheet pattern. On top of it, there's a snowflake-shaped candy, giving the impression of snow dancing atop the cake. So it is your creation.
テゾーロって名前にしたの。
Tesoro, so basically treasure.
私が今笑顔になってほしい人たちに向けて作ったケーキなの。
Something that happened earlier today. Someone was talking about, like, Kira was talking about how, yes, something about Murasame unlocked. Actually, I'm just go out of my way to go back to it. Am I too far now? No, I'm not far enough yet. There it is. Like, Kira posted in gaming out of nowhere, just Murasame unlocked, because he probably was playing a game and unlocked the weapon called Murasame. And Cactus responded like, it's like you unleashed Padora, but instead of Christmas, it's just a sword. It's just swords, and it's a picture of just Murasame from Descendant and Bank just peeking out of a safe. And my brain's first thought upon seeing that was, makes sense that she was locked in a safe. She is a treasure, and I just cringed. I cringed so hard at my own fucking general brain activity. Anyways, so everyone in Hororo, I assume, you can see your memories of Hororo instilled into this cake. There's completely different from what I've seen so far in the sketchbook designs she's shown me before. There's something only she can do.
実はね、今回のコンクールには日本のテレビ局も取材に来るんだって。
Really?
だからみんなにこのケーキを見てもらえるんだよ。
Okay, then I'll be sure to support you from Japan.
かっこ悪いところは見せられないね。
So about returning home earlier. Would have loved to see you compete in person, but...
仕方がないよ。お仕事だもん。お兄ちゃんが応援してくれてるのは分かってるし、そんなお兄ちゃんの笑顔を思い浮かべながら作るから。
She says it with a smile, completely free of hesitation or doubt. Can I actually try the cake?
お兄ちゃんのために作ったんだもん。どうぞ。
So this is Tesoro, huh? Just looking at it is making me smile already. I'm a full-fledged magician now, Yuzuki.
お兄ちゃんからそう言ってもらえるのが一番嬉しい。
Our life together in Rome is about to end. Surprisingly enough, I'm not saddened by that fact. I'm proud of being able to not only watch her grow as a professional, but also being able to help her in her journey as well. The day is finally here. Christmas Day, the 25th of December. Just preparing my bags to go back and sit on the sofa. The TV is on, showing the competition live. My things are at the entrance, so I can leave whenever I want now.
残念だったね。会場に行けなくて。
It is what it is. I don't think I'd be able to help her in any way by being there. She's a professional, so she doesn't need anyone to give her a hand.
そう言いながら、さっきからそわそわしているけど、今すぐベスパを飛ばして会場に向かいたいって顔をしているよ。
I'll be fine. Yuzuki is a professional. There's no need for me to... Come on, you sure you don't want to be there yourself? Aren't you supposed to be in charge of Ryunichi's Swiss department?
せっかくできた友人の見送りの方が僕には大事だっただけさ。それに駅まで車で行けばギリギリまでテレビを見てユズキを応援できるだろう。
That's right. Yeah, thanks, really. As I thank my international friend, both of us focus on our attention on the TV. Whoa, I can see Yuzuki on TV! I can see her too! Look at how amazing of a Patricia she's become! Just look how dependable little Yuzuki-chan looks now. Thank you for watching, everyone. It's great that... it's great to see we're all rooting for her. Obviously, we're gonna watch her. Unfortunately, they're not showing it in Canada. You know, that's just depression. No problem. I'll be telling you what happens every second from here, Bethany. Thank you.
Message かい?
Yeah, Yuzuki's friends are watching the competition from Japan.
それは素敵なことだね。
Nasha's typing every detail of the competition really fast in our line group, so Bethany stays updated.
でも、今年のコンペティションは強敵揃いだ。
Really
フ
now.
ランスの司法、アメリカの記述師、ロシアのヤングカイザー。カフェジリオに負けない名門店や一流ホテルに所属しているパティシエたちさ。
What the fuck are these cringe-ass names? Like, the Pride of France still makes sense. Like, yes, an up-and-coming pastry chef that has won, like, France-wide competitions, and, like, that one could be called the Pride of France because, like, they're proud of him. That one makes sense. The American Conjurer? Come the fucking... Get off your fucking high horse. Come the fuck on. What the fuck are you on about? Russia's Imperial Princeling? When has that one last had some kind of prince or imperial family? Russia's thing is kind of the whole, you know, down with the monarchy. That was the entire fucking thing with them. Overall, just get down with the fucking, with the bourgeoisie. So, like...
でも、ゆずきはさしずめ、日本の妖精だね。
He says with the most friendly smile as he gives me a thumbs up. So they also gave Yuzuki a cringe-ass name. Okay. I could feel it. Venue is filled with silent passion. Every patissier here is employing every technique they've ever learned in order to obtain victory. All those techniques are complex. Once that patissiers have to repeat hundreds, even thousands of times until they get them right. When it comes to confectionery, every gram of flour, minute temperature change at the second is important. The end result can change substantially due to any of these factors. Which is why everyone looks so serious as they do. Looks as serious as they do while creating their sweets. I think I take things seriously when I'm on the job, but there's always one thing I never forget about.
食べる人の笑顔を思い浮かべながら作る。
That's the magic behind my craft, and as I recite it, I feel my mouth shaping into a smile. My shoulders feel more relaxed, my hands move just as I want them to. I can picture what I want in my head, and I'm able to make it exactly. As I continue the various processes involved in its creation, my tesoro slowly but surely takes form. The foundation of the cake is made not out of sponge cake, but with a souffle covered with a lemon mousse to preserve its shape. Once it's covered, I place it in the fridge.
次はシュクレダール。
The remaining time I have to use... the remaining time I have to use to make the shaped candy. There we go. I fucking managed to say it. They aren't worthy of being called sugar jewelry just yet, but frankly I'm not concerned with that label anymore. For all I ever cared about was my technique and the ability to make them, and I became obsessed with the idea of replicating what my father had accomplished. Now that it isn't the case, I'm making a cake. Now that isn't the case, I'm making a cake that I want to make people smile with. You seems to be having fun over there.
シュクルダールの手つきもためらいがないね。
He's amazing. I can't believe he's making those snowflake-shaped candies with that extruder. I actually took a picture of them. Want to take a closer look? Say as I film my phone and show him some of the pictures of the cake she made for me.
これは綺麗だね。シュガージュエリーに勝るとも劣らないよ。
Yeah, though Yuzuki isn't really bound by the ones they make over there anymore.
だろうね。手つきを見ればわかるよ。僕が小さな頃に見た白石と同じだ。
Should you actually tell that to Yuzuki the next time you see her? I'm sure it'll make her day. Check the time real quick. It's almost time for us to leave. We're reaching the limit here. No, I really don't want to leave.
そうだね。駅まで送るよ。
TV is showcasing Yuzuki making the candies. She's smiling right now. Smile as well as that, I turned the TV off. Thank you for lending us your Vespa. We were able to enjoy the city quite a bit with it and make lots of memories as well.
寂しくなっちゃうわね。またいつでも来てくれていいんだよ。
I'll be sure to. If I travel to Rome again, I'll come here. Definitely come here. Also, Yuzuki will stay here for a few extra days too, so...
きちんと面倒見させてもらうよ。
Thank you very much.
さあ、行こう。もう時間いっぱいだよ。
Understood. Okay, miss, have a good one.
あなたもね。
Then give her a hug. Lime chat's going crazy. Tap on the Lime icon to check what's going on. I bet they can't watch the social. Noshiro has been explaining what's going on to her. Kinda curious how things develop since I don't have the TV on either, so this is God sent. What? Where did the candy go to? Isn't it placed on a shelf behind her moments ago? What? Did something happen? Yuzuki's in trouble. The tray where the candy were located is gone. Ah, she found it. Where was it? Apparently the competitor next to her confused the tray with the one of his and placed it into a fridge. Here, it was a close one. For a moment I thought someone stole the tray from her. Is it just me, or Yuzuki doesn't seem very happy right now? Oh, that's right. Why? Do you know why, senpai? That's bad.
どうしたんだい？トラブルかい？
Yeah, Yuzuki seems to be in a pinch right now. Can't believe the moment I turned off the TV, bad things started to happen in that short span of time. Short time span. She can't use those candies anymore. Why? She's trying to remake the candies right now. What? But why? She looks pale. She's not as composed as she was before. I can see her messing up. Ah, she got burnt just now. Yuzuki.
一体何があったんだい？
One of the things I learned here is that first grade patissiers do not make shaped candies on rainy days.
おう。
The reason is that sweets are delicate and extremely sensitive to temperature changes. So if someone placed a tray of candies into a fridge by mistake...
溶ける。でも、ユキト、もう間に合わなくなるよ。
You'll have to forgive me for this, Bartolo, but I'm going to have to ask you to cancel that flight for me.
え？
Sorry, miss, but I have to ask you to lend me the Vespa again.
それは構わないけど。
なるほどね。ということは。
Yeah, I'll apologize to Shibusawa later. Like, I know that he's talking about his boss, but like, the Shibusawa that I know! Tried to kill Kiryu! I hurriedly take the keys from the landlady offers to me and mount myself onto the Vespa.
わかった。言い訳は任せておきなよ。
Thanks!
アクセル全開でぶっ飛ばすんだよ。
Thank you! Like, imagine if the landlady was like, hold on. We have something better for this. And she just like puts the Vespa away, opens the fucking garage, and there's just like this full fucking like roided up out of their modded out of their fucking mind motorcycle. Take that one, it'll take you there in like 1/10 of the time. Like, imagine that actually happened. Thank you. I forgot to say that one.
どうしよう。どうしよう。どうしよう。どうしよう。
My head is spinning right now. I don't know what to do. I finished my candies because of another competitor mistaking my tray for his. The candies are all melted now. Can't use them anymore. The one who made the mistake looks saddened as well. And he's desperately been trying to apologize to me. There's nothing he could do. It's our first time here in this place, and we're not used to being in a spotlight like this. It wasn't his fault to mix a tray with his. Ever since then, he's been extra careful not to mix his stuff with mine. This mix-up has definitely shaken him and me as well. All my plans for the cake have been smashed to bits in an instant. I made my candies taking into account the time it would take for the cake souffle to harden to the right consistency. Any longer than that, and harden too much. But if I get the cake out now and attempt to fix things, the mousse won't be stable enough, and the cake will crumble. If I can't add the snowflake to my cake, I won't be able to finish my tesoro.
とにかくシュクルダールを作らないと。
There's still time. But I need to make sure to open the fridge at some point so the cake doesn't get too cold. What should I do first? Am I sure that I don't need to do anything else? Oh my god, I can't get my thoughts in order right now.
とにかくできることは前に進まないと。
Start making the candy again, firing up a pot where I mix water and granulated sugar in it. I need to keep tabs on the temperature of the pot so the candy doesn't burn. Once I'm done with the candy, I place it on top of the big marble cooking table in front of me so it cools down, but not too much. So I keep a hot lamp next to the mix while I start pulling the candy.
大丈夫。できてる。ちゃんとできてる。
I should be able to, but my hands are not moving as I'd like to, as if they're not mine. It's making the candy not get the gloss I'm looking for. The pain suddenly runs through my fingers and I drop the candy because of it. Though they didn't move as I wanted them to, they're still my fingers after all. It's so hot. I just can't move as I want to. I'm starting to cry here. Bite my lip in an attempt to keep myself calm, but I can't. I'm trying to keep it together, but the small crack has turned into a large fissure, and I'm losing it right now. Just need to remake the candies. I need to calm down. I've been working all my life for this moment. This is the most important thing of... Yuzuki! Then you turn sad and everyone turns towards the voice. I was looking down, but I managed to raise my head and see Oni-chan there. He's panting heavily and looking straight at me. Yuzuki, it's fine! Everyone's rooting for you! Everyone's watching you from Hina, Mizune, Nashiri, and even Bethany from Canada has your back. Actually, she's not watching. You should not have included her in that group after saying that everyone's watching you. She could have said that even Bethany is making Nashiro explain everything that's happening to her. And I'm watching you as well. I'm here to watch you smile while you bake your magic. I think watching here is the most important thing in my life right now, so that's why I came. Remember the joy, Yuzuki. Have fun.
楽しむ。
Still have time, so you can take it easy. There's no need to rush anything. Remember the old days. Remember when you started baking, Yuzuki. Remember the reason you wanted to bake in the first place. You've changed lots of recipes and sweets by now. And sure, you may have failed and soaked a little. Sometimes you've been worried because things didn't end up tasting the way you wanted them to. The camera at this point is just firmly pointed at him like, what the fuck's up with this freak? But you had fun when you were making them, remember?
お兄ちゃん。
Remember just Yuzuki. You're a wizard, Yuzuki. Sorry, had to. Would have been illegal not to make that one. Also, I'm taking a... I didn't mention this, but I'm taking a break from SMT5 Vengeance. You know, yesterday after recording, I continued playing for like, what? Fucking... I played for like between 2 to 3 hours, just grinding money in order to fuse demons. And then I died to a fucking... to like a Nozuchi, you know? Which has a fucking counter that is a wind element on my fucking fizz build that is currently still weak to wind. To force, I should say. Wind is persona, force is SMT. But yeah, it's just like... like I was so zoned in during Magatoki Critical, then I was like, okay, what would do more damage? You know, I have Hama, which he doesn't resist, but at the same time, I have dog shit magic, so just use Armase again anyways. And then like I get countered and I fucking die, and I sit there like I didn't pay attention. I didn't fucking save since I restarted the game after my recording, so I just, yeah, at that point I was like, okay, just turn off the game. So yeah, I'ma just put it down for a while. Your smile while you bake your creations is what makes the ones who taste them smile too. But you have to have fun. But you must have fun yourself. Yuzuki, share your smile with everyone else. Then showers me with the brightest smile. Makes me feel relaxed again. Not as stiff as I was before. Take deep breaths. I'm at the venue of the Junior World Patisserie Competition right now. This place is like a huge bakery. Just like Haruka North's club room. I'm brought back to those days. I smiled as I baked sweets with everyone else.
お兄ちゃん
Look at him and smile. I don't know how I look right now, to be honest. But he seems happy. Look at the time. There's still enough for me to make it.
今できることを楽しもう
All I need is to mentally picture the people eating my creation, smiling for me to naturally feel happy once more. My fingers don't feel stiff anymore. They move even better than what I would expect. Now the candy is almost translucent and I'm shaping it like a snowflake once more. Normally that'd be the end of it. I'd shape it like the snowflake, place it on the cake and leave it there. But that was what I envisioned making before Oni-chan came here.
私のお菓子作りの始まりはお兄ちゃんと一緒に過ごしたホロロの街。雪に包まれて雪に見守られて雪と一緒に歩んできた。
I placed the melted snowflake I tried making first on the cooking table and started mashing it to pieces with my rolling pin. This is something I just came up with. It wasn't what I had in mind for the original recipe. Now the smashed small pieces and now the small bits and pieces of what was before a big snowflake glow, looking like smaller snowflakes, new ones that I just created. Take them all and start sprinkling them all over the cake, like the first winter snowflakes gently falling onto the ground.
できた。
This is my tesoro, the very treasure I want to convey to everyone. The cake tasting process has begun. The judges will be focusing on many things, primarily appearance, aesthetic adherence, expertise, and taste. Everything I've learned all this time, all these years, it's all within the cake I have just made. I know how presumptuous this sounds, but looking at my creation makes me smile.
次はカフェジュリオから日本のクラブリエールの柚木新美です。
はい。よろしくお願いします。
From what I see, there are 6 judges. Each of them takes turns passing the plate with my tesoro, take their time criticizing it from multiple angles.
真っ白なケーキだと思ったけれど、よく見れば風紋のような模様が施されているな。
小さなケーキなのに広大な雪原が想像できるよ。
My memories of Hororo. Pictured Ganbo Mountain while creating it, so it appears I managed to convey what I wanted. One of the judges picks a knife and cuts the cake in half.
白いムースの中はピスタチオのスフレか。冷たいスフレなのにムースと同じ柔らかさなんてすごいな。
切ったら中から春が出てきたみたいね。
As the judges continue on, I find myself calmer than ever, strangely enough. Normally I should be a nervous wreck, but the sight of the judges smiling so much while looking at my creation is all I ever wanted.
チェーザレさん、このケーキのシュクルダールはもしかしてシュガージュエリーでは？
To this point, I haven't been able to call any candy I've made Chugalju early. I hadn't been allowed
不
to.
思議ですね。彼女のシュクルダールはまだシュガージュエリーではないのです。けれどこの砕いた飴をまぶしたことによって輝きを増しました。私が保証します。この雪の結晶はシュガージュエリーです。さすがは白石の娘。あ、いえ、そう言っては彼女に失礼ですね。柚木はこれからのスイーツの世界を担う若き魔法使いです。
He says with a smile. The moment he does, I feel my eyes begin to well up and I begin to cry. I know I should be smiling, but I'm so happy that I can't help but to shed
柚
tears.
木、一つだけ聞かせてもらえないだろう。
はい。
君のレシピの中にこの砕いた飴を使う予定はなかったはずだね。どうして使おうと思ったのかな。
それは雪だからです。
雪？
この飴は もともと雪の結晶でした。雪景色は綺麗ですけれど、それは一番最後に降った雪です。でもきっとみんなが嬉しくなるのは一番最初に見た初雪だと思うんです。だから最初に作った雪の結晶を使いたくなったんです。このケーキにとっての初雪ですから。
Cesare doesn't say anything else. Instead, he nods alongside the other judges who look impressed by my response.
あと、
まだあるのかね。
なんだかもったいなくて。
Cesare's eyes widen and burst into laughter in response, with the other judges joining in.
いいケーキだったよ、ゆずき。
Then flashes a smile my way, and the judges move to the next cake after that. All that's left is for me to wait for the results. Cheerfully I scan the guest seats, and there's Onichan back at the last row, looking back at me with a great smile on his face. Like, I just realized Bartolo is like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'm thinking of excuse with you. None of the excuses are gonna work considering this is being this is being broadcast in Japan. So Shibusawa is probably watching it. So she just saw his dramatic fucking entrance into the hall.
楽しいケーキ作りだったよ、お兄ちゃん。
Eventually the judges finish assessing all of the cakes. All the patisseries have lined up and are looking at the judges awaiting an answer.
まず今大会の総評を述べさせていただきたい。スイーツとは伝統と進化、その2つがあってこそ幸せを届けられます。そしてその届ける先とは子であり親であり恋人です。私たちパティシエがただ自分の腕を見せるためだけにあってはいけないのです。それを踏まえた上で今大会のすべてのパティシエたちは実に優秀でした。今日という大会は間違いなくあなたたちのこれからのパティシエ人生の糧となることでしょう。
Everyone claps after he makes his short speech.
それでは発表します。
Everyone stops clapping at the whole venue falls silent. I can sense it all around me. All the patisseries are tense. Many of them have their eyes closed, praying for their name to be called. I'm nervous too, but I know why I feel at peace.
ジュニアワールドパティスリーコンペティション優勝は
The judges who enjoy my cake did so with a smile, which is why I'm happy no matter what happens.
ジャパンゆずきにみ。
Did he call my name just now? If I could even understand what's going on, the venue roars in applause and the other patisseries gently push me towards the judges. Take a step forward and Cesare approaches me with the trophy in hand.
一度はアクシデントで完成が危ぶまれたけれど、その逆境に負けることなく作り続けた姿、何より笑顔は他のパティシエたちも勇気づけました。
そんな、私は。
見た目の美しさや味は申し分ありません。何より君のケーキに込められている思いは審査員全員の胸を打ちました。おめでとうゆずき。君の手ぞろは紛れもなく宝物です。
ありがとうございます。
The moment I bow, the applause gets even louder. Take the trophy that Cesare offers to me and bow towards those who are watching and thank them, especially to Onichan, to whom I direct my most beautiful smile to. One day has passed since Yuzuki won her competition. Everyone at Cafe Giulio congratulated her, and she seemed genuinely happy with her victory. And they seemed genuinely happy with her victory. I bet Yuzuki will be pretty busy with TV interviews until she returns home. Meanwhile, I voluntarily chose to not take that plane back to Japan so I could watch Yuzuki. That's why I'm not in Japan right now, when I definitely should be. Anyway, I did take that plane eventually, and after a long 16-hour flight, I finally arrived in Japan, and Yuzuki will arrive later. just like yes, I'm in danger. I truly apologize for what happened. I went straight to the office after I landed. I should be helping out with the project I was assigned to by now, but here I am! Some came up and I need to stay there for that extra day no matter what. I know it's gonna be a long story, but it's about my partner.
そんなことは聞いていないわ。
Right, it'll be an excuse no matter what I say, so...
違うわ。私はそんな報告は聞いていないの。あなたは飛行機に乗る前、お別れパーティーでピザを12枚食べて病院に運び込まれた。
Bartolo! What are you doing? Huh?
一晩中下痢と胃痛に苦しめられて飛行機をキャンセルせざるを得なかった。バルトロからはそう報告を受けているわ。
Well...
だからもう言い訳はいいわ。たとえそれがどんな理由であろうともね。
I understood. She saw it and suddenly placed a stack of documents on my desk. And these are...
イタリアのリウニーテ社経由で届いた契約書よ。
Riuniti?
イタリアの有名洋菓子店がホロロ広告社を仲介して日本で展開をしたいと打診してきたの。
Huh, what do you mean?
さあ、どういうことかしら。ピザを食べ過ぎた男がとある会場で叫んだ言葉が担当者の心に響いたってこともあるかもしれないわね。
You can't
4
mean...
月の洋菓子フェアで1日だけ出店してみましょう。きっと話題になるわよ。鉄は熱いうちに打たなくっちゃ。あなたほらぼさっとしない。時差ボケしている場合じゃないわよ。
Yes, ma'am! All those days I spent with Yuzuki inevitably have paid off big time! I don't intend to think of myself as better because of it, or openly boast about it. As long as I was able to bridge some of the difference between my country and Italy with my actions, then that's all I need to feel thankful for it. Also, I could deliver more smiles than what I was able to before. After a pretty busy year, a new one begins. Yuzuki is still in Rome, being constantly interviewed thanks to her winning the Junior World Patisserie competition. I think this has to be the first time we haven't been able to spend New Year's Eve together. Though Yuzuki made sure to have a video call with me when midnight hit in Japan. After 7 hours had passed, I called Yuzuki from my end to celebrate it over there, managing to somewhat spend the New Year Eve together on both sides. Today's the day she's coming back, and we're all gathered here to welcome her. Yuzuki, we're here! The moment I spot her with her bag coming through the boarding gate, I call out to her.
Oni-chan!
She shouts as she runs towards me, looking as happy as ever.
Tadaima! Oni-chan!
She then jumps forward and hugs me. Whoa! Hey, welcome back.
会いたかったよ。
Come on, it hasn't been that bad. We've been having video calls every day, and it's been only 10 days.
でも、こうやってお兄ちゃんに触れないんだもん。
She says while she tightens her hug even more. I mean, it makes me happy to hear that, I suppose.
どうしたの？
Well, there's other people here, so...
ああ、そっか。もうここはローマじゃないから。
it's not just that. Say as I look around me.
おかえりだ、ゆずきちゃん。
元気そうで何よりね。
もうお兄ちゃんしか目に入ってないみたいだね。
Is Bethany gonna pop up?
ずいぶんと仲良くなっちゃったわね。
Noises. Many of them. Yeah, he's kind of forgot that he and Amiza named Nashiro and Yuko were coming to welcome her home as well. Her face goes red and she tries to hide it by pushing it against my chest. Everyone laughs in response. Welcome back, Yuzuki.
ただいま。
Her shoulders are shaking a little and her pitch is low, but now she probably acknowledges everyone else.
8ヶ月ぶりの家だ。
And it is raining outside, huh? Probably storming a bit as well. Yeah. She says while taking a deep breath.
なんだか懐かしい空気だよ。
Not the same thing when I came back.
とりあえず座ってゆっくりしなさい。長い時間飛行機で疲れたでしょ。お茶を用意するからみんなも座って。
お構いなく。
ゆずきちゃん疲れてるでしょうから長いはしませんので。
はい、家族水入らずで過ごす方がいいと思いますから。
大丈夫よ。私は明日からいつだってゆずきと会えるもの。お友達同士積もる話もあるでしょ。
She then heads towards the kitchen to make some tea.
そうだわ、ゆずきちゃん。パティシエのコンクール優勝おめでとう。
日本でも見てたよ。すごかったね。飴細工が溶けた時はどうなるかと思ったよ。そんな、お兄ちゃんがいなかったら大変なことになってました。先輩の乱入は何事かと思ったよ。
No. I guess I got carried away in the moment.
でもお兄ちゃんの言ってくれた言葉で会場にいたパティシエさんたちも初心に帰れたって言ってたよ。
I gave me an excuse to make the trip a work-related one, thank God.
さっき聞いたけどイタリアの名門店を仲介できたんだって。本当にすごいよ。
しっかりやりてね。
No, I'm not anything special, so luck was the biggest factor of it all. Honestly, what I said back then was meant not only for you, but the other members of the cooking club as well.
それをきっぱり言い切れることがすごいんだ。
Really?
そうだよ。
Oh, then I guess I should thank the time I spent with everyone else in the club for where it got me now. Yuzuki won the championship because of everyone else, not just me.
そういえばリアルローマの休日はどうだった？風景の写真は送ってもらったけど現地の感想が聞きたいな。
Made a habit of traveling with the Vespa. I drove, Yuzuki was behind me, and we took a lot of pictures like that.
見たい見たい。
We're all here, so let me set up the camera so we can watch a slideshow of the ones we made. Let me connect it with a cable to TV real quick. Take the digital camera and connect it to TV with an HDMI cable. Oh, they're gonna see them kissing. I think this should do it. And then press the replay button on the camera's small screen and...
映ったよ。空港からだね。フィウミチーの国際空港だよ。ここから市内までの直通電車に乗るの。
Yeah, I'm still surprised that the fucking, like, picture box picture that they took early on in their relationship has not come up in the fucking slightest. People were already commenting that about how, yeah, that they 100% expected that to be the reason why they were found out. But nah, it just never fucking came up. Chekhov's gun says fuck you.
乗った乗った。30分くらいで着くんだよ。
イタリアの大会の時に私も乗ったわ。
あれ、もしかして私だけ仲間外れ？
Nashiro asks, clearly
あら、
shocked.
ローマの写真？私もまだ見せてもらっていなかったのよね。
Yuko says as she enters the living room carrying tea. Once we're settled, we're perusing through the pictures we took. Selected the presentation mode so they're being displayed in order from when we initially arrived in Rome.
ローマの街は全体的になんか石って感じだったんだよ。
Yuzuki has been explaining her thoughts excitedly as the pictures kept rolling on. Every single one of those represents a memory of Yuzuki and me while we were out there. Watching them here makes me relive those moments once more.
二人で写ってるね。どうやったの？
Oh, we actually happened to meet a professional Japanese cameraman while we were there one day, and we asked him to take some pictures of us.
急にクオリティが上がってるね。本当に同じカメラで撮った写真なの？マニュアルモード
Yep, there we go.
で、撮ってくれたんだよ。
設定の仕方でこんなに変わるものなのね。
Everyone was watching the pictures with interest and surprise. Wait. When we took these pictures, Yuzuki and I... Oh no, this man! I hurriedly looked at Yuzuki, who seems to have realized as well. Her eyes as wide as plates, as her face red as a tomato. It's too late.
あら。
あやー。まあ。
Now the pictures being shown are the ones the cameraman told us to act more like a married couple. We're hugging, making it so our noses touch each other while we look into each other's eyes, smiling. And also one of us kissing. I think we ended up showing them some rather risque pictures. At least it's just you kissing and not anything more. Yuzuki and I are both looking at the floor, unable to move or say anything.
お二方違うんだよ。これはその、ローマではこれが普通なの。あっちでは、夫婦ってことになっていたから、気持ち的にもこういうのが自然になってて、
そんなことになってたのね。
Look at that face! I love Miza. Miza is great.
でも、まだ恋人だから、この写真は大切な思い出で。お兄ちゃんも結婚式で使う写真にいいねって言ってくれて。
Yuzuki's gone into overdrive and is talking too much!
なんかすごいことを聞かされてるんですけど。遅かれ早かれって思ってはいたけど。
Which, by the way, I'm still curious how they're gonna fucking do that, considering the entire thing of that not being a thing illegally in Japan. It's fine. It's fine. At the very least, I feel like Yuzuki's outburst helped flat out skip the process of me thinking of a way to eventually mention the topic of marriage to everyone else. Yuko's stare is making me feel the heat, though.
二人が恋人でローマで一緒に暮らすということを認めたんだから驚きはしないわよ。
I suppose so.
むしろいつするのかしら？
Well! Yuzuki and I already work as adults and we have our own income, so technically we could afford a wedding at any time we wanted. Yuzuki suddenly speaks
あ
up.
ら、ゆずきの方がまだいいの？
結婚する前に
Bakery.
やりたいことがあるの。
She wants to get baked.
それにこれからすごく忙しくなると思うの。私もお兄ちゃんも二人の夢を叶えないといけないから。
夢？パティシエールになることじゃなかったの？
It's to open a confectionery together.
お兄ちゃんと一緒にケーキ屋さんをするの。
I think this is the first time we both talk about what our dream is to everyone else. Everyone looks surprised when hearing
そ
that.
んなことを考えていたのね。
ゆずきちゃんすげえ。若手パティシエール世界一は通過点だったのか。
いつからその夢を？
We promised that to each other ever since we were in high school.
それって料理部の時ってこと？
Mm-hmm.
もちろんクラブリエールをすぐに辞めたりはしないよ。お世話になった分のお返しをしっかりしてきちんとした形で独立したいの。
The reason I studied economics in university and worked for Haruka advertisements has been to get more acquainted with the know-how of running a place like that as well.
驚いたわ。自分たちの将来をそこまで考えていたなんて。
Like Yuka's over like, what kind of fucking future roadmap have you two been fucking writing out?
子供だと思っていたけど、しっかりと成長しているのね。
He then smiles, but I can sense that she's sad as well.
あれ？でもこれって婚約は成立ってこと？
私たちが知ったということはそうなるわね。
そうなんですか？婚約って決まった定義はないみたいなんだけど、二人が結婚することを他の誰かが知った状態を言うんだって。
お父さんが帰ってきたら報告しないとね。
お兄ちゃん、日本に帰ってきたら婚約しちゃったよ。
Yeah, looks like it. Not like I'm against it. We already lived as if we were married in Rome, so not a lot's gonna change. So yeah.
先輩、ゆずきちゃん、婚約
おめでとう。二人。
おめでとう。ベスリーにも知らせてあげないとね。
Thanks.
ありがとう。
This is completely different from when we were in Rome. Felt good to be treated as if we were married there, but being treated by such by friends and family gives a tinge of warmth that hits differently.
お兄ちゃん、ジョイヤだね。
Yes, it is. And there's pure happiness that I feel right now, something that's difficult to replace with anything else. On a foundation of happiness, we've built our friendship as siblings, then lovers, and finally as fiancé and fiancée. Today is the day that we're finally bound with each other in yet another way, this time forever and ever. Honest God, like, for one of these, I just really want a scene where, like, immediately after coming back, they just talk to someone that they weren't in the other country with, and it's like, hey, come on, you're slipping into the other language again. Because, like, they've been essentially speaking Spanish in the majority of their daily life for 8 months now. It would be a natural thing for them to just, like, accidentally slip into Spanish, like, for a while at least, after coming back home. Yuzuki definitely wasn't expecting what was awaiting for her after she returned home. Because of her resounding victory at the competition, she got swarmed by interviewers and even ended up on TV. It's no small wonder she's the second consecutive generation in her family to be able to win the competition, and such a story practically writes itself. Because of all this, the number of customers going to Club Lier has doubled, maybe even tripled.
はあ、今日も疲れたよ。
More interviews? Excuse me, because I'm drying her hair after her bath.
うん、テレビと雑誌なの。あと、私のレシピの本を出さないかって。
That's pretty amazing.
でも、今の私のレシピはクラブリエールのレシピだよ。
Don't you have original ones of your own?
それは、お兄ちゃんと一緒にお店をするときの。
Yuzuki. Oh, she was inspired. Once I make sure that her hair is dry, I carry her like a princess to the bed. After I do so, I kiss her goodnight on the forehead and then head to my laptop on the desk. Ever since that finished confectionery asked us for help, many others are following suit, and now we're swamped with requests. They come from not only other renowned confectionaries, but family businesses and even 3-star hotels. Right now, I'm still collaborating with Bartolo to introduce the Italian sweets culture here. If Italian sweets can manage to make a grand entry here and get popular, I'm pretty sure that in no time both Yuzuki and I will be able to open shop. We slowly started walking the path towards our dream. And since there are many things we must do, we're not trying to rush it. This isn't something that is achieved in a single day. We both decided that we become independent in the best of possible ways. Which meant that we'd focus completely on our work, paying it as much respect to it as we could. What? Eventually, Yuzuki became Club Lier's head baker, the same position her late father held all those years ago. Yuzuki had already been thinking of leaving, and she let them know before the decision was made, but they went through with making her the head baker anyway for that very reason, so she tells me. They wanted her to help the future patissier trainees, and Yuzuki, believing that she owed everything to Club Lier, decided to accept the position. Meanwhile, I feel like I spend more time on a plane than on land.
今年で何回目のローマだい?
I think this is the 12th? Or maybe the 13th time. There's always so much stuff I have to do over here related to Italian sweets that sometimes I'm left with no choice but to come here. Working here is just better. The pacing Italians have is different.
でも、ゆずきと離れて暮らすのは嫌だろ?
It is, yes.
じゃあ、早く仕事を終わらせよう。今日はトリノでチョコレートの魔術師と商談だ。
How many magicians are here? You have to have many meetings with the places we have agreements with, so I find myself going to Italy every other month. And every time I go and have a talk with someone, the topic of the Junior Patissier World Championship always comes up at some point. All I can do is try to do when it does is try to smile and hope the storm passes. So yeah, all in all, it has been hectic lately. Thanks to our agency, lots of famous places in Italy are finding their way into Japan. First, they made an appearance on one of the many fairs we organized, but soon enough, many of them decided to open permanent branch stores in Japan. Soon enough, it'll spread to the rest of Japan, that is below Hokkaido, and all of Japan will be able to enjoy the true taste of Italian sweets that way. Shionagi is not an exception to that rule. Oh yeah, baby. Continuity. Hey, is that Marika looking after kids for the kindergarten again? It's fucking. Is that a billboard for goddamn Rika concert back there? Because that's the canon route, and you cannot fucking tell me otherwise. Anyways, I mean, you literally cannot tell me otherwise. Like, their only hint at a canon route in this game is the fact that they mentioned a concert for that by Rika in fucking Nashiro's route, which, you know, she only becomes an actual official, like, professional musician, pianist in her own in Rika's route. So Rika route needs to be canon for that one, and no other route has a hint for another route being canon. So thus far, Kyo route and Rika route are the canon routes. We know Kyo route because every fucking mention of Pizza Moon. What if there's got to be a Pizza Moon mention in? Should probably just look up the fucking short version of the name. Tsukikana. That makes sense. Tsuki no kanata de aemashou. Tsukikana. There we go. Makes sense. Makes sense. It's apparently only like 47 hours long, though. How long is Giniro Haruka according to VNDB? 67. 20 hours more. What's Yumimira? 68. I guess they decided to go shorter with Tsukikana. Yeah, like the last thing that I see here for updates on it is that they left Visual Arts in 2022, which is after their latest game, so who knows, maybe that's the fucking problem. Is there any updates on their official website? Like, I'm genuinely worried that they're just not making VNs anymore. Like, I genuinely hope that they continue making VNs. Because I just enjoy their stuff that much. Tsukikana's spin-off project now at work. Apparently. That's what it says on the website. But then again... I just genuinely hope that there is actually still stuff being done for them. I can't find any information about them being like shut down or something or other. So all I can do is hope and pray. Like, nothing to dash my hopes, but nothing to lift them up either. Yes. Everyone from children to the elderly will be able to enjoy the taste of Italy thanks to our efforts. Also, it's important to say that the amount of sweets-related shows and celebrities making programs out of sweets and confectionery has gone up considerably. Bookstores are filled to the brim with cookbooks pertaining to sweets, from beginner-friendly ones to books geared towards those that are already experienced with baking. It's now been 2 years after my initial return from Rome. The sweets movement in Japan is going strong to the point where I heard the current cooking club back in Hororo North is focusing exclusively on Western sweets. Momo-chan Sensei is still the advisor there. One day, Yuzuki and I had no work, so we decided to visit my mother.
見て見て、ほら、ホロロでもイタリアスイーツを作ってみたのよ。
Is this torta caprese? It's very well done. It's a unique sort of chocolate cake made with almonds.
実は、ゆずきちゃんからレシピを直接伝授してもらっちゃったの。
Really now?
マリアさんが作ってみたいって言ってくれたから オリジナルレシピを教えたんだよ。
あとうちは喫茶店だからアフォガードも始めてみたわ。
An affogato is a small scoop of vanilla ice cream in a cup with a shot of espresso poured on top. Quite a sweet thing, but also bitter due to the coffee.
他にもいくつかあるのよ。
Looks like Kololo has already been swept into the Italian sweets trend.
何を言ってるのよ。あなたが広めたようなものでしょ。
Well, I definitely wasn't intending it intending for it to be this widespread.
いらっしゃいませ。こんにちは、日崎先生。あら、あなたたちも来てたのね。
It's been a while, Momo-chan sensei.
お久しぶりです。
ああ、社会人になった子から先生って呼ばれるの、なんだか照れるわね。
Me and you were our teacher.
学生時代はいろいろなことを教わりましたし。
ああ、そんなさらりと嬉しくなるようなことを言わないでよ。どうしたの？じっとこっちを見て。
Momo-chan sensei, is it just me or have you gotten fat? I mean, a little chubbier since the last time I saw you.
そういうことは思ってても言わない。
I'm sorry.
料理部が週に2回は調理実習をするからつい食べ過ぎちゃうのよ。
私たちの時代は週に1回でしたからね。
あ、そうそう。ゆずきちゃん、よかったら今度うちの部に講師をしに来ない？
ホロロ北にですか？
部員の中には将来パティシエになりたいっていう子もいるのよ。はっきり言ってあなたたちは料理部では英雄よ。
Wait, does that include me?
在学中にクリスマス市でブッシュドノエルを作ったでしょ。そこから始まって国際大会で優勝するわ、イタリアンスイーツの仕掛け人になるわって、そりゃ憧れるわよ。
そんな。
I'm happy to hear that there's people younger than us open to follow in our footsteps.
というわけで教えに来てあげてよ。
私でよければぜひ。
How many people are in the cooking club now, by the way? I've been meaning to ask.
1年から3年まで全部で40人くらいかしらね。
40 people instead of two tasting days a week.
40?
Makes it hard to believe that we were in the club. Makes it hard to believe that when we were in the club, it was at risk of permanent disbandment.
あなたたちのおかげよ。
Being told that makes me happy. It really does.
ももちゃんが来たことだし、ちょっと味見をしてもらえないかしら。
Ah, yes, fatten her up a bit more, why don't you?
日崎先生も私を太らそうとするんですね。大丈夫。こっちは大人のスイーツよ。
My mother made what looks like a sponge cake with the shape of a mushroom. It smells very sweet. I can see how moist it is from here. Oh, a rhubarb. I really smell a much rum, isn't it?
でも強すぎる？もしかしてアルコールを飛ばしてないんじゃ。
言ったでしょ、大人のスイーツって。
You did it on purpose?
素敵じゃない。遠慮なくいただきます。
These two are the same as ever. They're enjoying themselves like always. This reminds me of some mother said many years ago. Adults smile and laugh at their children to teach them that becoming adult has its own share of fun as well. Looking at the two of them now that we're adults as well, makes me realize that we haven't forgotten how to have fun doing what we love as well. Also,
質問内容は前にメールで送った通りだよ。
Nasha explains to me as she pins a pin mic onto my collar. I've done a fair bit of thinking on how to answer the questions, so I should be able to manage. Are you sure you're okay having me here, though? I say as I look at the camera behind her, who will be broadcasting this live to all of Japan. I can spot the programs produced from here, as well as the assistant director. I'm gonna appear on a program that is aired every Thursday night called The New Business. Obviously, while the main theme of the show is It's showcasing new Japanese businesses that are starting up. It really is like many other late night shows covering many other topics.
番組のゲストとして厳選の上で選ばれてるんだから自信
Oops, I see. Oh, right. Are you the one conducting the interview?
そうだよ。質問内容はテロップで表示されるから私の声は放送に乗らないけどね。
Oh, I see. That does sound like a TV show.
でもお友達をインタビューするのってすっごく嬉しいな。
I assume because you won't feel as tense as having to interview someone else.
それもあるけどね。私のお友達はこんなにすごいんだよってみんなに紹介ができるでしょ。
Reminds you of how we've known each other since middle school.
これまでもこれからも大切なお友達だね。
Her smile makes me feel more at ease. Honestly, I'm very thankful that she's here with me.
じゃあそろそろ始めよっか。よろしくお願いします。
Sam goes. She signals something to the others with her hands, and after doing a countdown with her fingers, the show finally commences.
インタビューは以上です。ありがとうございました。
I was so nervous when this camera started rolling.
そう？全然そんな風に見えなかったよ。
Pretty sure that if it hadn't been you interviewing me, it wouldn't have gone as well as it did, believe me.
でもテレビ局のインタビューとかスタジオに呼ばれたりとかって最近は何回かあったよね。
I think this makes it the third time I appear on TV in some way.
それじゃあ雑誌の取材はもっとたくさんあるんだ。
At least more times than TV interviews, that's for sure. There are a lot of interviews that are exclusively through fax, so it's far less stressful to be interviewed when you don't have to worry about your face shown on live TV. All changes once a camera is thrown into the mix.
売れっ子さんだね。忙しいのに取材を受けてくれてありがとう。
I want to give back as much as I can to this wonderful world of confectionery, so it's not a problem. Though the results of my job aren't mine alone. If it wasn't for all the assistance I received at the agency, nothing would have come to fruition.
じゃあ私は局に戻るよ。映像ができたらすぐに送るからチェックよろしくね。
I won't see you around. Nashu then returns to help other TV staff undo the tent and pack everything up. While she does so, Shibusawa approaches me
お
afterwards.
疲れ様。立派なインタビューだったわよ。
Not like I said anything earth-shattering, but it was enjoyable.
そういう風に言えるのが立派なのよ。
She says with a smile.
さてと、これからちょっと付き合ってもらえるかしら？
Huh? Me to drink? It's a little early for that, isn't it?
違うわよ。そっちは夜。
Right, all roads lead to Rome, don't they? Should have known.
ちょっと話があるの。
Her tone has shifted. She's serious now, which makes me automatically tense up. Shibusawa starts walking ahead of me and I follow her. Maybe some trouble has sprung up to work. It's the only thing I can think of right now, and I can't help but feel nervous at the prospect. Once we arrive at the main street's park, she starts talking as she continues
あ
walking.
なた、退職する意思は変わらないの？
So it was about that. Talked to Shibusawa about the dream I had with Yuzuki to open up our own cake shop. I'm taking care of some work with certain shops that want to establish their presence here, but I made it clear that I want to leave after I'm finished with that. The contract with the agency would normally be renewed soon. Personally, I think this is the best opportunity for me to move on.
はっきり言うわ。私はあなたに残ってほしい。当然、それなりの条件も用意する。それだけの力があなたにはあると思っているの。
I'm glad to see that you consider me in such a way. But I've already made up my mind, so I must apologize and refuse that offer.
でしょうね。分かってて言ったんだけど。
She says, relieved as she flashes a smile towards
とこ
me.
ろで、仕事を辞めた後のことはもう考えているの？
We'll have to look for a place to rent, I suppose.
もしかして全く手をつけていないの？
I'm still working for the agency, so it'd be somewhat rude for me to think of my own business ventures while I'm still there.
呆れるくらい真面目ね。でも、その誠実さがあったから、これまでの仕事で結果を出せたんでしょうね。
My stay wouldn't have been as worthwhile otherwise, so so might as well do as much as I can.
まったく本当に惜しいわ。
I'd like to at least say that you've taught me a lot of things about, well, how the business world works, so I am thankful to you. If I'm still walking, I still bow to her. By the way, where are we headed to exactly?
もうすぐよ。あのお店覚えてるかしら。
I think it was called La Plaine. Yes, Shikishima runs it. It's a Western confectionery shop. When we started organizing the sweets fair back then, and he knew that his business helped me out a lot. Shikishima is close to being 70 by now, so I can say without a doubt that he's a seasoned professional, one who has created lots and lots of
今
sweets.
年の夏でお店を閉めるそうよ。
What? Is he now?
もうお年だからね。知っての通り、パティシエは体力仕事だから。
I know, but it's still a shame.
あのお店、ゆずきちゃんにどうかしら。
Excuse me?
まだ続ける気でいたから新調したオーブンもあるらしいのよ。居抜きってやつね。閉店したケーキ屋さんの設備や間取りをそのまま利用して新しいお店をオープンさせるってやつ。
I know, but still, why would he?
まあ敷島さんも有望な若手に自分が守ってきた店を託したいんでしょう。
That's what I meant. I was asking why would you ask if the shop would be to Yuzuki's
あ
liking.
なたのことだから退社するまでテナント探しはしないと思っていたのよ。でもそんなことしていい物件が見つからなかったらどうするつもりだったのかしら。
Oh,
ゆずきちゃんと二人して無職生活を送るつもりだったの？
well, we do have savings, so.
店を開こうという人がそんな無駄遣いを考えちゃダメよ。で、あのお店はどうかしら？
I think it's nice that it's close to the train station. We could commute by car if we wanted to. I don't see any other confectionaries too close by either. I think it'd be an ideal place to settle in, though I'd have to consult with Yuzuki first, but from my point of view, it seems sufficient. In fact, right now the whole thing sounds too good to be true, it really does.
そう、気に入ってもらえそうで何よりだわ。
Why would you go this far from me after knowing that I'll leave you guys soon?
そうね。単純な理由よ。私、ゆずきちゃんのケーキのファンなの。クラブリエールじゃなくて、ゆずきちゃんのケーキのね。あなたたちが学生時代に作ったブリオッシュコンジェラートを食べた時からね。頑張りなさい。オープンしたら通わせてもらうから。
Thank you so much. Says that deeply bow towards her. Think that all of what I've achieved so far would be thanks to sweets. Confectionery. Makes me think that sweets are a center part of not only my life, but Yuzuki's as well. Well, yeah, it makes sense that it's the center part of Yuzuki's life. It's her fucking job. So that's pretty much how things are looking. I explained the situation with La Plaine to Yuzuki, the same thing Shibusawa told me.
そんなに大切にしていたお店を私が引き継いでもいいのかな。
I think the reason the man is okay with you taking over is because he wants the store to continue on as a confectionery.
うん、そっか、そうなんだ。でもお兄ちゃん、そういうことなら
What?
ル・プランのケーキいくつか残さないといけないね。
I think Shikishima would be glad to hear that you're willing to have some of his recipes continue on.
じゃあ一度ご挨拶も兼ねてレシピを教えてもらいに行かないと。それでね、私がお店を受け継ぐにふさわしいかチェックしてもらいたいんだ。
I'm convinced you'll be fine with you, Yuzuki. You'll be able to mix in his traditional flavors with a touch of your own, and that'll be great.
スイーツは伝統と進化の2つがあって幸せを届けられるんだもんね。
Just like Cesare once said. She flashes a bright, happy smile. Yuzuki, I'll be leaving the company I'm working at this summer. Currently finishing my last commitments, so in about a month I'll be done.
私の方も新しいスイーツのレシピは次のチーフの人に伝え終わってるよ。
Looks like we're both ready. Let's start working towards our dream now, for real. For real? Eventually summer arrives to Tororo, though it's short-lived like it always is. However, before it ended, I had my last day at Tororo advertisements. At the same time, Yuzuki's graduated from Club Lier and has also left.
子供たちが同時に仕事を辞めるというのも複雑な気持ちね。
ただ辞めただけじゃないから。
We're gonna open our own confectionery.
冗談よ。でも今のうちにしっかりと休んでおきなさい。開店すれば嫌でも休みが取れなくなるんだから。
Don't worry, I've already got a plan set up.
さすが敏腕広告マン。どんな言葉も重みがあるわね。
I mean, that was my plan. That was part of my job before.
これからはオーナーさんだよ。
An owner. That's what we'll be now.
私はパティシエールだもん。経営はお兄ちゃんに任せるでしょ。
I see, makes sense. Now I see why I'd be sort of the place's owner. I wasn't really aware of the meaning beyond the words, so now I feel kind of embarrassed. Don't you worry, I'll be sure to keep everything in order so you can focus on your craft undisturbed.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
The plan's to open in winter, so we've got a lot to prepare. Yuzuki spends some of her time going to La Plaine and learning Shishima's recipes, while also helping me with getting everything ready to start up. Meanwhile, I'm focused on redesigning the storefront, getting the ingredients Yuzuki needs, and preparing for our grand opening. Bethany, designs are needed! If he doesn't do that, actually, I'm gonna fucking stab him. Like, come on! Get the French squad involved! I need to decide on a name for the place, too.
あのね、お兄ちゃん。お店の名前、私考えてたのがあるんだけど。
Is it just gonna be Soriso? Well, you're the one who's gonna be the star of the show, so I'm fine having you decide it.
うん。私は食べてくれた人を笑顔にするお菓子を作りたくてパティシエールになったから。そうするとね、名前は自然に決まるっていうか。ちょっと待ってね、兄。
Stands up and leaves for a second, returning with a pen and a notebook.
イタリアで修行したからイタリア語の名前を付けたいの。それでね。
She starts writing something with her pen. On the paper, I see the words Magia del Soriso written. I kinda called it in an earlier part title. I mean, yeah, the part title there is Soriso Magia. Soriso Maga. But it's close enough. Like, the title that I chose is essentially Smile Sorceress. But this one is just the magic of smiles.
Magia del Sorriso. 笑顔の魔法だよ。
いい名前ね。
It's nice to have a name that resonates with you, that resonates with what you create and what to convey.
どうかな。
Of course we can. Our place will be called Magia del Sorriso then. Deciding the name was one of the first of many things we had done, all with a smile on our faces. So basically, we decided to open the store in winter.
二人のお店ができる。おめでとう。
We're having a video call with Bethany about our plans for the future.
ありがとうございます。
学生の時にスケッチしていたケーキも形になる？
はい。私がデザインしたたくさんのケーキを作ります。
イラストだけでも美味しそうなものがたくさんあった。だからとても楽しみ。
焼き菓子も作るのでカナダに送ります。
ゆずきのお菓子楽しみ。
There's actually a favor we were hoping to ask you if you wouldn't mind.
私に
Yuzuki decided on naming our confectionery Magia del Sorriso. Means the magic of smiles in Italian. We were wondering if you'd be alright with making us a store logo.
お店のロゴ私に
ベスリーさん以外に考えられないんです。
Remember that you designed our billboard for the cultural festival while you were in Canada.
ええ、ムーンスノーとても懐かしい。
ベスリーさん、お店のロゴをお願いできないでしょうか。
むしろ私の方からお願いしたいぐらい。日本の大切なお友達のために協力させて。
ありがとうございます。
私たちはずっとベストフレンドでしょ。はい。
Could you prepare everything for the anticipated opening of Magia del Sorriso? Taking advantage of the contacts I made during my stay at Hororo Advertisements, I asked a lot of different people for help. Tajibana was one of those who helped us. He was the one in charge of the events at Hororo's department store, who invited us to participate in the next sweets fair that would eventually happen there again. Although we'd be a new arrival on the scene, Yuzuki's victory at the Junior World Patisserie competition would easily have us on the map, and certainly bring a lot of potential customers. The fact that he was open to do business with us, even after I left the company, brought me no end of joy. It really did. As for the supplies for our endeavors, I had already decided who to turn to for half of what we'll regularly need.
はい、じゃあこれで契約完了と。
Reyes says while placing her personal stamp on the contract I created. Barely even read the contract.
何か問題がありそうなことでも書いてあったかい？
Not really, but still.
じゃあ問題なしってことで契約成立だね。
Never changed, eh?
お店の準備は順調なの？
Yeah, the previous shop was originally focused on Western confections, so we're keeping the kitchen as is. Practically all the work is going into completely redesigning and remodeling the storefront. Speaking of, I'll be having a meeting with the storefront designer after I'm done here.
立派な社会人になったわね。
大雑把なマリアさんのことは思えないね。
Scott, I would be really happy if they just mentioned like, oh yeah, I'll be meeting with the storefront designer. I think he's like some famous dude that works in like T something architectural firm in sunny Shionagi. Like just a small mention like that would made me so fucking happy. Before you ask like, oh no, wouldn't that mess up your continuity of saying that Rika's route is canon since he only opens the Hino architectural firm in fucking Sora's route? No, it wouldn't, because that is his plan. Because in every route he wants to eventually do that. It's just that in Sora's route, it's the only one where he actually does it, since that one takes place the furthest time in the future. Anyways.
あら、それを言うなら水葉ちゃんだって。あなたの娘とは思えないくらい。
Like Reyes is just yeah, like you're carefree. You're saying someone's carefree. It's not really an insult. It's like yeah, she's so carefree. It's hard. It's tough to believe that you're related. And Maria's just over here like, oh, let's talk about your Miss Perfect, how she relates to you then. Like Jesus Christ, Maria, she's out for blood.
水葉ちゃんはああ見えてフィギュア以外は大雑把だよ。
そうなの？
I suppose she does have a point.
水葉ちゃんも君たちのお店がオープンするのを心待ちにしてるよ。
I'm glad to hear it. That reminds me, we're planning on selling our own special recipe with chocolate donuts.
お菓子もだけど、お店の後押しをしたくてずっとうずうずしているんだよ。
Have you talked to her about Magia del Sorriso at all?
ようやく恩返しができるって言ってたよ。
What does she mean by favor? What favor?
無事契約も終わったみたいだし、一杯どう？
いいね。若者たちの未来に乾杯しよっか。
I think I think I kind of have that meeting with the designers, so I can't. Autumn eventually ends, and as winter starts to creep into our lives, we finished with the redesign of the shop. Are we actually going to see the storefront? You better show us the storefront.
ここがお兄ちゃんと私のお店。
That is a very nice shop, yes. A bit too much pink for my personal fucking liking. Too bright in here. I'm more about the classy feel of anything. Like, it's too bright, too joyous. But I also was talking about like the actual storefront, not like the front, like the front of the store, like the actual facade of the shop is what I'm trying to say. Like that's what I would have wanted to see. You basically inherit the place, and while all of the equipment is the same as before, it all looks brand new. Sadly, the layout made it impossible for our customers to watch as the cakes and pastries are prepared. However, there is a small gap in one of the walls where people can at least watch Yuzuki as she creates candy.
すごいよ。
She sounds the one looking around the bakery, her eyes wide with awe as she looks at everything within, into the walls, the floor, and the ceilings. She looks at her own reflection from showcase where the pastries will be, along with touching the new cafe tables, grabbing the pillars laid out around the stores.
本当にここまで来たんだね。
Yep. Opening will happen in a month too. It'll be the 1st of December.
夢みたいだよ。
Well, he does. But this is the future we've been aiming for since the beginning.
そうだね。お兄ちゃんと約束した夢。二人で目指そうって決めた夢だね。
She says while wiping a few tears from her eyes and heading towards the counter.
いらっしゃいませ。今日は何をお求めでしょうか。
Oh, what cakes would you recommend?
ご自宅用ですか？プレゼント用ですか？お誕生日用でしたらお名前を入れさせていただきます。
Right, how about a cake that I would like to eat whenever I want to feel happy?
ご安心ください。当店のケーキはどれも食べると笑顔になれるケーキばかりですよ。
Try to tell that to a man that has hazelnut allergy while you have some kind of cake in here that contains hazelnut. That man will not be smiling. Very well, then I'll have every single one of the showcase, please.
かしこまりました。
Feel like we're back to being kids playing house, but with our confectionery as a setting. I'm very happy about the fact that all of our hard work to reach this point can be used to pretend in our own shop. Just one more month. I assume that up until the grand opening, Yuzuki will be trying a lot of recipes for cakes. I also need to work on publicity around the local area. And working with the local media as well as creating a website for our shop. Make some online ads for it too. It's got our work cut out for us. Although there's one more crucial thing. It's one thing I decided to do by myself. Once Yuzuki and I open the shop to fulfill our dreams, it'll be my time to propose to her.
お兄ちゃん、今ここでお菓子作れるかな？
She's making the fucking sugar jewelry ring. Huh? I mean, yeah, we've got gas and electricity already, so you could if you wanted to. I'm going to make something new. Going to make something new.
私たちのお店ができた記念に
She's making a ring.
最初に作りたいお菓子
She's
がある
making
の。
a ring. She's making a ring.
それを今から作ってもいいかな？
We don't have any eggs or dairy yet, but we do have flour and sugar.
それで十分だよ。
Yep, she just needs water and sugar. She then heads into the kitchen. In a small pan, she mixes water with granulated sugar and she turns on the stove, making shaped candy.
うん。ずっと決めてたの。このお店で最初に作るのはシュガージュエリーって。
Being able to create sugar jewelry is sugar jewels is one of the many skills Yuzuki has. Right now, she's creating the base of the candy with very practiced motions. She combines sugar and water, heating them to a boil. When the mixture turns sticky, she lets it slowly simmer down, then meticulously adjusts the heat while monitoring the bubbling surface. Once she's done with that setup, once she's done with that step, she pours it out onto a big marble table and waits for the candy to cool a bit. From that point, it's Yuzuki's time to show off her skills. She starts pouring the candy over and over again. I'll never tire of watching you work your magic. You can get to see the candy as it turns into a work of art. Every time she bends and stretches candy, the air gets worked into it, turning it glossy.
ねえ、お兄ちゃん。私、お兄ちゃんにお礼が言いたいの。
Thank me, for what?
まだ私が小学校の頃からずっとそばにいてくれた。兄弟ってよくわからなくて、今みたいにお兄ちゃんってどうしても呼べなくて。でも、ずっとそばにいてくれた。帰り道を心配して、小学校まで迎えに来てくれた。とっても嬉しかったの。中学生になって同じ学校に通えるようになったら、一緒に歩く時間が増えてもっと嬉しくなった。きっとね、私お兄ちゃんよりもずっと早くお兄ちゃんのことを好きになってたんだよ。
She says with a smile as she continued pulling the candy.
ワンルーム学級を立ち上げてくれた時は嬉しかった。学校でもお兄ちゃんと一緒にいられる時間が増えるから。初めてのマドレーヌ、お兄ちゃんが応援してくれたから作ることができた。一人でタルクラに行って迷子になった時、やっぱりお兄ちゃんが私を見つけてくれた。テレビ塔で好きって言ってもらえた。
Candy is now far glossier than how it was at the start. As if Yuzuki was pouring into it all of her happiness.
秘密の恋愛はドキドキしたけど、隠れて手をつないだりした時嬉しかった。料理部を一緒にやってくれて、夢を見つけられて嬉しかった。
Imagine if I just decided to make the thumbnail all the CGs that it's showing in this thing, but like layered on top of each other, so it's just like an incomprehensible mess.
ローマでは一緒に暮らせて嬉しかった。
She's now shaping the candy, which looks like a precious gem now with her hands.
朝起きて
Motherfucker!
見るだけで
My heart sank the
一
moment I
緒に
got
ご
them
飯を食べ
noticed
ている
this.
だけで
Like, I physically felt my heart sink into my stomach the moment I saw the Yuzuki nip. 38, 30, I think it was. I'm gonna stab you. Just spending the days with you, waking up side by side, eating together, seeing your face alone,
行
Yuzuki
って
says.
きますって
Having
言
you
える
drop
だ
me
けで
off at work and having you welcome me back
お
home,
かえり
Yuzuki says.
私は
I was the happiest person back then, Yuzuki says. I sure am not the happiest person about that now.
こうして夢を叶えることがで
Fucking
きて
censor now.
幸せ。
She now sends a beaming smile my way, as if she wants to not only express her emotions, but also hoping to rub off some of it into me.
たくさんあった嬉しいことは振り返るとどれも幸せだったんだって気づいた。それは全部お兄ちゃんが私にくれたもの。
Once she finishes the sentence, she finishes her candy as well, creating her sugar jewelry. The shape of it is a ring. It gleams like a real one, because his feelings poured within.
お兄ちゃんにこれを受け取ってほしいんだ。一度しか作らない特別なオンリーワンデザインのシュガージュエリー。お兄ちゃん、これからもずっと私と一緒にいてください。
wasn't expecting you to be the one proposing first. I was actually planning on proposing to you the day we'd open.
ああ。私、順番間違えちゃった。
The moment she realizes what happened, she widens her eyes and starts losing her marbles. It's fine, don't worry. Take the ring she made and stare at it closely. It's beautiful. You can tell your feelings just by looking at it. There's no way a real ring or any real gem could come close to this. Then place the ring on my left ring finger and show it to her.
お兄ちゃん。
I'll always stay with you, Yuzuki. Not only as your brother, but also as your husband as well. I say as a hugger. Let's get married. I'm sure to make you even happier than what you are now, I promise.
私もお兄ちゃんを幸せに。
I was gonna tell them the whole, like, step siblings in Japan can't get married. Like, that's what I found after extensive online research, by which I mean I typed it to Google like once and got confused. Long ago we pledged to one another that we would make each other happier than anyone else could ever hope to, turning from just family as siblings to lovers, and now family again, but as husband and wife. Now we're family once more. Now we're connected in heart and soul, as connected in heart and soul as we can be. Yuzuki is the one who I need in my life, no matter what. Just like that, he made this dream of ours come true. Yuzuki's in the kitchen preparing sweets ever since we returned home. She'd been feeling really good and said she wanted to, so I obliged. Can't believe you still want to make more after what you made this afternoon for me.
でも、あの飴細工は食べるものじゃないからね。
Obviously, I'd never eat this one. I intend to preserve it.
保管するときは乾燥剤を入れて冷暗所に保存するの。でないと。
Right, it could melt after all, just like what happened to that happened in that competition.
そうだよ。
She giggles as she continues working. Both Yuko and Dad are out for the day, by the way. Apparently they both have work to do, which is why Yuzuki is making some sweets for them for when they come back. You sure look like you're having a blast making these.
うん。きっと私の中で楽しいや幸せとお菓子作りは一緒なの。楽しくて幸せならお菓子作りがしたくなる。お菓子作りをしていると楽しくて幸せになる。
Whatever the case, it does look like as long as you're making sweets, you'll be a happy woman.
そうだよ。
Speaking of, let me check if the oven has finished preheating.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。こっちももう終わるよ。チョコを乗っけて。
She then picks some diced chocolate pieces and sprinkles them on top of the batter that she placed in small molds before. I've been watching as you work on it, and so far it already looks good.
そうかな。まだ途中だよ。
Oh, but I was mostly speaking of your skills. You're a patissier and it shows.
一応毎日やってることだからね。お店じゃないんだからもっとのんびりやってもいいんだろうけど、つい癖になっちゃってて。
It's good. Shows that you're dedicated to your craft.
なんだか照れるよ。
She says while chuckling a little, putting a mitten on one of her hands. Speaking of, it's been a while since I saw you making sweets here at home. Since we came back to Japan, you haven't done much of that here.
うん。でも久しぶりに一緒に作るととっても楽しいよ。お家で作ると学生の頃のことを思い出すよね。
As she talks about the old days, she opens the oven.
はい。これで20分経てばチョコマフィンの出来上がりです。
Ooh.
マフィンのふんわりした生地とちょっと焦げたチョコの食感がとっても美味しいんだよ。
Can't wait to have a taste of them.
じゃあ材料のチョコが少し余ってるから食べる？
Can I?
うん。中途半端に余っちゃったから。
Okay then.
はい。
Quite bitter and pleasant.
マフィンにココアとリキュールを入れたんだ。だからチョコはほろ苦い方が美味しいかなって。私も味見してみたいな。
Very well, here you go, open up.
ああ。お兄ちゃん、指にチョコついちゃってるよ。
I wonder, I've been holding it tightly, so some of it melted for sure.
ダメなんだよ。チョコは優しく触らなくちゃ。
Wow. She approached her face to my hand and completely licked my finger off.
おいしい。
Just completely licked his finger off. Ah! Ah! My finger! Bad joke, I know. Do I care? Not exactly. Bad jokes are kind of what I do if you haven't fucking gathered. She says with a grin. Seeing her moist lips up close gets me a little in the mood. Draw me in. So I gently grab her shoulders and kiss her right after.
チョコの味、まだ残ってるね。
Yeah, it's quite divine. I'd like to taste you for a while longer while the muffins are busy baking.
お兄ちゃん、私のこと食べちゃいたいんだ。
Is one of the last two CGs gonna be a fucking H scene CG? Yes. Like right now.
欲張りなん
You're
だ。
such a spoiled baby, she says. While she starts to softly moan, she also rubs her body against mine slowly. Seeing this gets me horny, and now I find myself lusting for her. Hey, Yuzuki. So I whisper to her. Huh? Huh? Yuzuki says. That's so embarrassing, though, Yuzuki says. I'd love to see you like that. It'd definitely make you look like my wife even more. How? Yuzuki says. It's gonna be a naked apron.
そうしたら
If I did that, would you be happy, Oni-chan? Yuzuki says. So much so that I'd rush to eat you up the moment I saw you. Ah, you're gonna eat me all up like a ravenous beast, Yuzuki says. Don't involve me in this situation! Do not involve me in this situation, Yuzuki. Keep me out of it. At least say like a ravenous animal or something. Don't involve me in this. We have a passionate kiss and
特別。
only this time is a special treat, okay? Yuzuki says. She whispers back to me. And Neki. See you after the H scene.
この
They're done fucking. November ends, and with it comes the grand opening of Magia del Sorriso. Thanks to the schedule we had put in place, we should have no issues with it. Still can't believe that one of the two last CGs is a fucking H scene CG. How? Thanks to the schedule we have put in place, we should have no issues with it. No, I'd be lying if I said that we weren't worried, because obviously we were.
いよいよ明日だね。
It'll be fine. I know better than anyone else that everything we make is great. I've seen countless people smile after trying new sweets. You're a bona fide smile magician through and through.
お兄ちゃんにそう言ってもらえると安心できるよ。お兄ちゃんは私を笑顔にしてくれる魔法使いだね。
Yep, we shouldn't be worried about all of her products because they're great. I'm sure those who try them are guaranteed to smile and enjoy them. I am worried about my part though. People come exclusively to try our stuff out. I think I did as much as I could in terms of publicity. I used almost every contact I could from Hororo advertisements as well. I'm so worried about not being able to do everything I could. That was something I'd missed. Oh, it's from Nashiro.
グループチャットだね。私の方も来てるよ。
You all must watch today's sweet show at 9! Is it about rare pastries or something like that? It's a special episode about all the world's patisserie competitions. They're gonna air previous competitions too. Does that include the one where Yuzuki won? Of course, I made sure to suggest that one specifically. What? Am I gonna appear on TV? You sure will, along with your Oni-chan's tear-jerking speech. What? They recorded that too, I remember. Can't wait. I'd like to help your shop's opening as much as I can, Yuzuki. Doing all this for my sake. I also suggest a check could. What? That competition aired many times before on TV, so it's not like I'm doing that much in reality. I'd still consider that to be quite the feat. I also suggested to check the program that comes after that because I'm appearing as a special guest. Wait, are you? Are you going to talk about figure skating? Well, it's more related to me personally than figure skating, but I'm the main focus, yes. That's weird. It's weird to see you appear in one of those. I'll leave what you talk about in it as a surprise for you all. Well, in any case, let's check out the TV. That is clearly going to have a bunch of fucking publicity for their opening tomorrow. Well, I thank Nashiro for going out of her way for us. Reliving what I said back then and seeing myself on the screen is kind of embarrassing. Anyway, the program starts shortly after I return to TV on explaining the history of the patisserie competitions in the world. Soon enough, Yuzuki! My voice is heard on TV. The camera is focusing on Yuzuki right now, but I could easily tell it was me who was speaking in the background. Patisseries are magicians, remember? What they bake is capable of making those who eat it smile, and I think that's wonderful. How can it not be magic when you're not even casting a spell? When you're not even casting a spell to make others smile? You do it just by having them eat your creations. But you must have fun yourself, Yuzuki. Share your smile with everyone else.
私はお兄ちゃんのこの言葉で優勝できたんだよ。
Oh my god, hold on for a moment. It's so embarrassing, oh god. And the struggle to keep watching the TV screen changes and someone I know very well suddenly appears.
この年のジュニアワールドパティスリーコンペティションは実に素晴らしい作品ばかりでした。作られたケーキにはそれぞれパティシエたちの心がこもっていましたからね。優勝した柚月はそれが特に顕著でしたよ。審査員の心を捉えていましたからね。今はクラブリエールを離れ自分のお店を持ったと聞いています。確かお店の名前はマジア・デル・ソリーソでしたか。実に彼女らしいお店の名前です。
チェザレさん。
As she watches her mentor, Yuzuki starts to sob a little. It is insanely helpful to us, Nashiro. I can't imagine how many people have heard the name of our business by now.
うん。チェザレさんにお礼を言わないと。
This is all very nice, yes. However, they do have to remember they have one singular patissier and one singular person to man the fucking counter currently. So the moment the opening happens, pandemonium will descend upon them. I know that even if he is far away in Italy, he's still watching over Yuzuki and what she does. That alone is enough to make Yuzuki happy, I bet. Once the show ends, the next one begins, the one where Mizune appears.
キサラギさん、すごく綺麗。
Yeah, she's like a completely different person when she's figure skating. Though she does appear beautiful, I notice how she's looking gently at the camera. Is this what you wanted us to say? The main topic of her interview consists of her history as a figure skater and her background so far.
はい、そうですね。学生の時、練習中に膝の靭帯の損傷を経験しました。
Wait, it can't be.
どうしたの？お兄ちゃん。
落ち込みました。ここが自分の限界なのかと悩みました。でも、そんな時、中学時代からのお友達が私にチョコドーナツを作ってくれたんです。私の怪我が早く治るようにと特別なレシピを考えてくれました。きっとあの時のドーナツがなければ今の私はなかったと思っています。
Except that you would have gotten farther in life if, you know, he decided to go for you instead of fucking his sister.
それくらい勇気づけられたお菓子でした。笑顔の魔法をかけてくれたんです。そのドーナツを作ってくれたお友達がですね、なんと3年前のジュニアワールドパティスリーコンペティションで優勝したんです。今度自分のお店を持つそうです。私の食べたチョコドーナツも商品として並ぶそうなので、きっと通い詰めてしまいますね。
He then fazes the camera and smiles as if she was looking to us now. So this is what Ray mentioned about Mizune repaying the favor. though Mizuna hasn't outright set the name of our business, I'm sure that the word will spread like wildfire.
お兄ちゃん私ケーキをお菓子を作ってて本当によかった。
Yeah, let's thank everyone. We're walking this path in pursuit of our dreams. And on our way, we've gotten a lot of things. Experience, skills, connections, all valuable things for us. But the most important thing that we got for sure are not those things, but the smiles of everyone along the way. Today is Magia del Sorriso's opening day. Yuzuki and I are preparing the last things inside the shop. All cakes and sweets are now lined up in the display window, looking tantalizingly delicious. Meanwhile, outside...
Yuzuki-chan senpai! 外の列、やばいくらい伸びてる!
How many people are we talking about?
さと200人! ケーキ足りる? 調理室の冷蔵庫にもストックがあるから大丈夫だよ。
Thank you for coming over to help us out, Hina.
いやいや、お礼を言われるようなことじゃないさ。友達の門出を近くで見たいってだけなんだ。ひなたちゃんと一緒に開店の瞬間を迎えられるの嬉しいよ。私も嬉しいぜ。
This brings you back to our second year in the cooking club.
そうだね。あの頃は部員は3人だけだったから。じゃああれやんない？文化祭の時やったやつ。
Right, might as well chip things up a little, right? And then look at Yuzuki along with Hina and...
私が掛け声役？
I'm sure it'll fire us up.
いっちゃえパティシエール！それじゃあ
He takes a deep breath and...
みんな楽しもう！
Finally, our dream begins now. Dream that started with two kids longing to open their own business that became a bigger and bigger circle before they knew it. The story of the small magician has only just begun.
いらっしゃいませ。マジーア・デル・ソンリーソへようこそ。
Again, should you be in the kitchen? Someone has to make the cakes.
素敵な笑顔の魔法をあなたにお届けします。
I will be censoring this, just be careful.
初めてその名前を呼んでときめき胸が弾けそうで今この瞬間
Okay, are no CGs present currently. They are CGs present now. Thus far, it just looks like this. Also, I just noticed that I accidentally just got rid of my webcam. Oh. I'm just gonna mute this now, though, since, you know, a bit yikes. But, who is this? Who is the voice? I recognize this voice. Like, I've heard this voice as another one. Like, it's good, but it's not as much of a bop as some of the other ones. I think this is the same singer as the one that sang the insert and ending song for Yuzuki-Route in Hatsukoi, actually. Now that I think about it. Oh, the sweets have changed to the brioche. No idea what that is. Bûche de Noël. No idea what that is. And donut. You know what, nah, I don't want to skip this. I don't want to skip this. Like, I'm gonna just listen to this. Nothing bad about just listening to this. Opening themes, vocals were Sui, we know. Featured song, that's the insert song. That's a cropped HC in CG. Good thing I have the thing turned off. That's the one that she. Funny enough, that's the one that we used for the butter CG. That I had Cactus used for the butter CG. Ending song, Sweet Wish, but the name of the vocalist is in Japanese, so I don't know how to rate it. It's a very nice soundtrack still, though. Again, not as much as Bob as some of the others, but still okay. Still okay. Still okay. Still okay. Still okay. Still okay. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I'm just trying to fill the silence so you don't sit here all awkward, like, yeah, what the fuck are we supposed to do now? He's not showing us anything. Oh, there we go. We get to see the cake now. Hold on, actually. I do need to... Yeah, we see the cake that she made now. Her snowflake cake. That is, again, a cropped HC CG. I can show it because, you know, her bum is off screen, but again, they decided to include her just throwing an H in his ending credits. That's her in the, that would be a censor if it was the different variation of her sleeping in the bed. But I don't trust it. Okay, the second variation is just her smiling, so it is okay to show now. Unmute again. Again, good. Not as much as Bob as it could have been. The cake shop that Yuzuki and I opened, Magia del Soriso, has been crowded from the moment of its grand opening with people who want to try Yuzuki's cakes. Every day she has new cake ideas, and we make it a habit to offer new things on the menu with each passing season. It's a hard job for sure, but Yuzuki faces it every day with a smile. The cakes she makes regularly feature in magazines. TV stations are constantly asking her to make interviews, and in turn it makes me a very busy person overall. It's making me. All the while, we've been making preparations for our wedding in the background. We want to invite everyone to Japan when it happens. To Japan when it happens. Bethely, Bartolo, Cesare. The issue is that we'd need to find a good time frame for them to come, so that's the real challenge. It's been 10 months since I accepted the sugar jewelry that Yuzuki offered to me. And finally, today is the day when we can finally get married in front of our loved ones. They can't even get their hands off the fucking cake when during the wedding. Really now? I thought that your job would have required you to make more than one by this point.
クラブリエールの時もカフェジリオの時も運よく担当から外れてたな。
You didn't want to make them?
すごく作りたかったよ。でも最初に作ったケーキはどんなものでもお兄ちゃんに最初に食べてもらいたいって思ってたから。
Then, in front of everyone, I take a piece of the cake and offer it. I take a piece of the cake and offer it to her, just as she does for me. It's actually common for a groom and bride to do this at the wedding, and it's better known as the first bite. Oddly enough, us sharing cake with each other is more fitting than even our exchanging of rings.
そうだね。お兄ちゃん、 ファーストバイトの意味って知ってる？
I'm pretty sure it's when the bride offers hers. It means that she makes a promise to give her all to cook and to support the groom for the rest of her life or something of that tune. While when the groom offers it, it means that he'll never complain about that food, that food the bride makes for him, right?
うん。でも私からのは
That's got to
少し
turn
意
around.
味が違うよ。
Huh?
ずっとこれからもお兄ちゃんを笑顔にしますって意味だよ。
That makes sense. The cakes have your smiling magic after all.
はい、お兄ちゃん、あんして。
You too, Yuzuki? We both open our mouths wide and offer a piece of cake to each other. We both instinctively laugh and smile at the same time the moment we taste it. Surely her cakes really do have some kind of magic within them. Every attendee watching us is also wishing for our happiness with a smile. I'm sure this cake right here will make everyone tasting it smile, not just me.
もっとたくさんいろんなケーキを作ってたくさんの人を笑顔にする。だからお兄ちゃん。
No need to say it. I'll always be by your side. I'll stand by your side and continue eating those cakes of yours.
どんなケーキも最初に食べてもらうのはお兄ちゃんなんだからね。
The ceremony then continued as we had planned with no issues at all. To make a cake that carries pure happiness within, the trick is for the ones making it to smile while baking it. That surely has to be the recipe to create it. Yuzuki, I love you. I'll always love you for the rest of my life.
私も一生変わらずずっとお兄ちゃんだけを愛してます。
I genuinely enjoyed this one overall. Like it's a well executed little sister route, which is fucking rare. Let me just stew for a little bit. Man, I really don't want to end it. Like I'm actually like choking up a little bit. All I can say is that if you can support Toneworks, support them. I hope and fucking pray that eventually they'll be able to make more games. And especially have them actually get official translations. Get the fucking treatment they deserve, because they fucking deserve all the love from also the Western community. Like I do feel like I adore Utawaruno, of course. But it is kind of unfair since that's like an entire trilogy, you know? So I will just say that like when it comes to first place for visual novels overall, that's fucking Utawaruno and Toneworks. No. Like Toneworks managed to make a little sister route where I just genuinely sit here like, you know what? Maybe someday I might actually want to rewatch it. Like it's actually well made. So yeah. Still though, rankings for the characters. Let me just press the start thing. Let's have them in their after looks. Or should we go with high school looks? Nah, let's go with after looks. Like I know I know that it's like first place, second place, and third place are Mizuha, Bethany, and Hinata. I'm not entirely sure which one is first and which one is second. Like, I am willing to kind of like put Mizuha and Bethany on like the same rung. But definitely those two are like the height of this game. Then third place either way is Hinata, and I actually don't know if I think I would actually put Yuzuki above Momiji overall. Like, I like Momiji, but I just like Yuzuki's route. I just like what Yuzuki's route did a lot in the end. So I will actually put her above Momiji. So yeah, my final verdict for my character rankings is Mizuha Bethany, first place, Hinata in third, Yuzuki in fourth, Momiji in fifth. Which I still can't believe that. Like, the little sister is in last place for once for me. But like, I would actually just, like, I think I would you know what? I actually think I would place every single one of these as above Marika's route and Hoshiori. Marika's route was great as well. Like, I really liked it. But they really fucking like, they already decided, alright, let's fucking like they already decided, alright, we fucked up with Hatsukoi, let's make a fucking masterpiece next, and then they just decided we could do better. And that is... It really should be obvious by how much I'm yapping that I don't want to end the recording. I don't want to close the book on this. I don't want to close the book on this. Just generally don't want to. But I'll have to. I will do a co-host series on this. I don't give a shit, quite frankly. I don't give a shit that this is still a new playlist. I will do a co-host on this at some point. Like, probably I'll fucking drag, like, who knows, fucking... Maybe I'll try to drag Justin into this. Maybe I'll fucking drag Atlas into this. But I will do a co-host on this at some point. Because I just genuinely want to re-experience this. Anyways, with that, your Haruka has finally come to a close. And hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Guess I'll go back to Yudosekai now. Which, high possibility of depression in that one now. And I'll already start the poll for what game to play next. I think I'll put Amanatsu on the poll. Apparently that's supposed to be wholesome. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.